Okay, so I don't usually do this kind of thing. This is a new format for me. It's only because there's a special event today. Today is the announcement of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 Plus 4, the remaster of the third and fourth game. I was going to do just like a trailer reaction to this, but everybody does that. You've already seen it. I recorded one in my car at noon, 12 p.m. Central when this started. It's now 5:30, and a lot of stuff had come out like shortly after I did it. There was so much extra, and I didn't get it in that reaction. And I've had a lot of theories. I've been teasing them all week, like on Instagram and stuff. So I just kind of wanted to do this, and then we'll look at the trailer. I'll pick out some things from that, and then we'll get into the things that I was a little more like questionable about, and I have some things that still are leaving me with a lot of questions. But I have some answers and just a lot of analysis stuff. So I just want to jump into it here. Sorry, this is gonna make no sense at all when I'm talking because I'm just doing it off the cuff. That's not my thing. It's usually scripted stuff. So here we are. This is the trailer. I'm going to cut the sound off because it's Ace of Spades by Motorhead, and that's a lot. But just from this opening shot, this is College from Pro Skater 4. And it looks like there's some letters missing off of the sign. I guess you can see my mouse, like right in here. I don't know if that was in the original or not, so I'm wondering if this kind of has the same effect of 1+2, where they take these like locations we already know and then update them. Like the mall becoming an abandoned mall, just making them more modern, I guess. So out here we start with Tony landing an impossible, sketching on a car. Clearly great puddle graphic stuff, the nice ray traced reflections, the 4K. And then up here we get a big shot of the whole college campus. So here's the basketball courts, tennis court is all in here. There's the bridge that goes over the main strip down here. The one thing I'm not seeing when they do this is any NPCs, which was a question. If this was going to do, this is LA clearly here. This is Canada. It looks like they still have a little island back there. What I was going to say is that I wondered before they did this if it was going to be in the Pro Skater 3 format of the 2-minute timers, or if it was going to be the Pro Skater 3 has its normal format, and then 4 does like its own way it works, where you're in the world and then you go find the NPCs for the levels. I have some things on that, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, I like this revamped Canada. It's a lot more vibrant than it used to be. That was Tokyo. This is Foundry. This is a cool thing. These explosions. This wasn't a thing before, and you'll notice it a couple times in the trailer. There's now like environmental reaction to what you're doing, which is cool. More Foundry. This is Los Angeles. These are like right over here. In this area is your like earthquake rails, and this is the destroyed version of it after the earthquake happens, which is a very iconic mission for Los Angeles. This is Nigel Houston for sure. He was in the last game. I saw these purple Nikes originally when I first watched this, and I was like, is that Bam? Bam has been skating all over in purple Nikes, high top purple Nikes like this. I think these are Nikes, I can't tell, but he's been wearing these purple Nikes, and it's been kind of a thing I've been throwing at the wall that maybe he is going to be in this. I thought he was going to be, but he doesn't appear anywhere in this trailer, and he's not advertising or anything, and that was clearly not Bam. So then it gets into these. I think that if I go back just a second, I'm going to break this whole thing. So this, I think, is San Francisco, right? I think is this, yeah, there's the bridge in the back from 4, which I feel like 3 appears a lot more in this trailer than 4. So they start doing this comparison. This is Tokyo. It's got the big spinning loops, your little, your holographics. That all just looks great, updated. This in Canada, just the colors. They like really popped a lot of colors here, which is cool. And of course they updated all the stickers and stuff. That's very common. But this with the mountains in the back, it just looks like a really like nice envisioning. The other thing I wanted to point out that just came to mind is that this is clearly the 1+2 engine. Vicarious Visions doesn't exist anymore. This is developed by Iron Galaxy, but clearly they're taking what Vicarious did, and this game was in production and then it got canceled. So I don't know if Iron Galaxy is just picked up the corpse of that game and is carrying it on, or if this is like entirely from the ground up, just with their engine and all their assets. But it looks just like 1+2. So here's Rio on the Robo line. That's Letitia Buffoni. She was in 1+2 also. Clearly some like upgrades on the signage and stuff out here. Also way more color popping. Great lighting. I love Rio. It's a great competition map. New and legendary parks. The new parks thing is cool, and this is, I entirely was confused by, along with soundtrack and skaters. That was the case with 1+2, but this has something different with the parks. So it's more Rio. There's a lot of just skaters. This is the airport level, which is like an iconic Pro Skater 3 level. It's been redone a million times. I like the reflective floor here. I clocked this immediately. We got a Taco Bell sponsorship. That was not there before. Love that. Big Taco Bell guy here. This is another thing I was talking about. Here skating on the urinals here, splashing water. That's just like the Foundry Fire thing. So that's cool to see that they've updated these levels a little bit. The cruise ship looks great. You can see all the NPCs down here bathing and stuff. That looks normal. I like this big video ramp. That's a new addition. The colorful slide. I like that they're the exact same levels, but they're just giving them like a facelift like they had before. So that's cool. Clearly this is like an updated version because they didn't have video ramps in 2002 when the first one came out. I think it was 2002 when the first one came out. But here's more. It's a Baker store in Tokyo. That's cool. All these ramps, when they hit them, they light up. And then destructible environments. And then this is the thing that I saw this, and I just played 4 recently on stream, so I was trying to rack my brain. I was like, what level is it? Because I know 3 like the back of my hand. This is an entirely new park called the Water Park. They just made a new level. Is it going to be in a tour? Is it going to be on its own? You can just free skate it like a chopper drop or something like that. I do not know. And then the end here has some pre-order stuff that we're not going to get quite into yet. So then we're going to jump over here to, this is the website, the TonyHawkTheGame.com or whatever, that they've had the countdown on, they've been advertising it. This is the cover art, clearly Tony doing an airwalk. It's kind of, like touched up like the 1+2 was. It was not like an actual picture. But you can see, you can kind of get a layout of this water park level. It looks huge. It looks cool. They tell you here it's Shred's Not Dead, classic and new skaters, parks, music, and more. Join the next gen remake of Pro Skater 3+4. Pre-order now to access the Foundry demo in June. And this is the same thing they did with 1+2. It had a demo. I think if you pre-order, it might have just been for everybody. It's on every console. It's on the PS4 and the 5, the Xbox One, the Series X, the Switch, the PC. They don't mention any of the new skaters here. They mention that it's got cross-platform multiplayer, which we didn't have before. More creation tools, a new game plus, which is cool because before you just like went through each skater and then you were done after that, after you finished each skater. This is just the trailer we just watched. If we look in here, this is just, they've got some screenshots here. I can't clock which level this is just by looking at it. It's one from 4, but I can't clock which one it is with Nija board sliding across there. And then down here, we've got another shot of this water park map. It's just an abandoned water park. It looks cool. I can't wait to just get into it. I am really curious though if it's going to have goals. That's my main concern. And then, more New Game Plus. There's more new skaters. They've got some of them here. And I thought this would be all the new people. I thought this would be all the new people they have. Sorry for that. But Letitia Buffoni is right there, and she was in 1+2. So this is just a representative of some of the new people. I'm not familiar with all of the new skaters. I do know that Jamie Foy is added to the list, so that's really cool to see him. I love Jamie Foy. But I'm a little upset to not see Andy Anderson. I thought he may be making an appearance. He's been huge in the last year or so. Or Jamie Matu is doing some crazy stuff, and he didn't show up here either. But, I don't pick the skaters that get put in these games. Then down here is just more advertisement for the Foundry demo. We get a good shot of this new updated Foundry. It looks as it did, just a few. This one doesn't have like that, like it's 25 years later update to it. It just looks nicer than it did originally. And then here is the stuff that was at the end of the trailer, the deluxe edition content. So you can get this digital is the only way to get this. or you can buy a standard and probably upgrade to the digital. That's how 1+2 worked. Or if you get the $120 collector's edition that we'll get to in a minute, that comes with a physical game and then a digital code for all of this stuff. So you get the Doomslayer as a skater, which was an unlockable skater in the THPS 3 PC version. Only in the PC version you can play as Doom Guy. Well, now we have Doomslayer in all the versions if you pre-order this, along with a Revenant skater and his hoverboard, which is sweet. You know, kind of calls back to Darth Maul in 3. He also had a hoverboard. You also get bonus Doom music. I hope it's Mick Gordon stuff. That would be sweet. Some Doom decks. That was, I believe, the case with Doom Guy. And then some clothes for your guy. And then you also get this Tony, something like de-shadered Tony Hawk that looks like a Oscar that didn't get painted. Here's the collector's edition, just like the 1+2. It comes with the physical game. It's got the deluxe edition content, and then this Skullhawk deck. That was the same kind of thing you got with the 1+2 one, except with a different deck. I'm a big fan of the Skullhawk. I've got a full Skullhawk deck over there that I've had. It was like my first pro model ever. So this really sings to me, and I don't know if $120 is gonna get dropped on it, but it has a good chance of happening. So the next thing I want to jump onto is something I mentioned earlier. This is on the PlayStation blog. I mentioned that I wasn't sure if this was going to be the PS1 style where you're on a 2-minute timer, or if it's you're in the world and you go up to the NPCs and talk to them. Now, I marked this in here and hopefully it's still there. It is. So here it says Classic and New Parks, New Game Plus. Skate the original parks from THPS 3 and THPS 4, remade in 4K resolution and given streamlined goals in a 2-minute format, along with some new parks to expand your skating options. So streamlined goals in a 2-minute format kind of says that the THPS 4 campaign is just going to be like 3 or 1 or 2, like it was on the PS1 version. It was a downgraded map, and instead of doing where you can skate around and then talk to the NPCs, it was just like the ones that came before it, where there's all the levels on. You just run into level and then you do all the goals within the time limit. But if we come over here to the Xbox Wire, and this is an Activision game now, which is on, I mean, there's always been an Activision game. It's an Xbox game now because they own Activision. If we scroll down here, it says, rebuilt from the ground up, THPS 3+4. 3+4 will include parks from the original games, as well as new locations, more on that later, plus a career mode that includes the original tours from both. So if it's the original tours from both, then you would think that would include the NPCs, you know, like the sketching with the elephants, and all these like weird little zany things that 4 did. The slalom that sucked down Kona, you know, the thing where you ride on the skateboard laying down in London, I think it was. You know, all the parts that sucked for playing baseball with ghosts or whatever. Is that going to be there, or is it within the 2-minute time limit? These don't make any sense. That these don't match. Why is it that Xbox and PlayStation are saying conflicting things? I can't imagine that Xbox sent them false information. So I am really curious at the wording here, at which one I'm supposed to be paying attention to. The other thing that was kind of dug up that nobody has really talked about is that on this like promo image here, there's this other level, Pinball, that's just kind of thrown in here. Like Foundry from 3, Alcatraz from 4, and then Pinball is just thrown in here. Like, no, there wasn't any hype to it. They didn't announce it anywhere. It's just on the back of this box or in this promotion image. I don't know why it was kind of hidden there. And then this last thing I'm going to kind of leave you with is I don't know where they got that. Nobody else is showing this footage. I'm not seeing anywhere. I don't know what Tim Geddes did to get this footage. I'm hiding him here. Oh, wrong one. Thought it'd get me. There we go. I don't know what Tim Geddes down here did to get that footage, but nobody else is showing this. I've seen a little bit of Foundry Doomslayer gameplay. There's also a Doomslayer trailer I didn't get into. I guess I could go over that. But yeah, this. I just completely forgot about this. There's this minute trailer here of Tony skating around Foundry Digital Deluxe Edition. And it shows, you know, some Doomslayer grinding. Just him and the Revenant just skating around the Foundry. The chainsaw move is cool to replace your board with the chainsaw. this just really gives you a good look at Foundry and just only the Doom stuff, which is cool. Love Doom. Love that they're showing, the back area, that like secret area up in the top of the Foundry. But there's not like a whole lot of knowledge for what I'm looking for out of this, other than that maybe they're split screen. But I don't know if that's what that's telling me or not. There's not much more for me to analyze out of this other than that it's Doom and Doom is cool. Yes. There's some different kind of tricks. That's cool. Cool imagery here. But back to what I was saying, I don't know where this. I mean, I kind of pulled it back a little bit for you, but I don't know where they got this footage from. I mean, it says provided by Activision, so I don't know. The thing I'm trying to figure out is why is he the only person like this? It says it's B-roll provided by Activision. I'm not seeing anybody else put this footage out there of Tony skating around the park. I lost my light. We're just gonna let that roll. My bad, light went out. I had to fix it real quick. Yeah, so this gives you a good look at what this like water park place is gonna look like, and then, like I thought, it is massive. And then there's also some more footage in here. If it's gonna skip forward, I might have to skip it a little bit. This is some more Revenant and Doomslayer footage that's not a part of that trailer. This is just straight up gameplay footage that they have here. And just my confusion that I don't see anybody else. And I've kind of looked around. I've been into all these different websites all day. I looked at the Discord. I looked all over. I don't know why this is the only place showing it. But, I mean, I'm glad they did, because this really gives you a good sense of what everything looks like. And it clearly shows that this is actual gameplay. The trailer wasn't gameplay. This we can see for sure. This is, for a fact, the 1+2 engine. And I thought somewhere in here there was footage of Canada, but I can't see it. It's somewhere in there, I'm sure. So if you want to go watch this episode of Games Daily from today, it is the 4th of March, of course, the day this was revealed. I don't know why I didn't know that off the top of my head, because I've been looking for it all week. The last thing that I've got for you before I let you go is that the demo for this that they keep talking about, if you pre-order, you get it 3 days early, but then there's also a demo, and that demo says that it features 2 skaters. I'm assuming one is Tony Hawk, obviously. I don't know who the other will be. Possibly Riley, his son. I know he's making an appearance. He's the only other person I saw out there like advertising the game today. Could be anybody. Could be Doomslayer. I don't know. But it says the Foundry demo. But it says there's 2 parks. Is this one of the new parks? Is it Canada? Is it going to be college? That would be my guess. We get a 3 and a 4 park. There's still a lot of questions here, but there's a lot of answers. And the most important things are answered is it the 1+2 engine? Yes, it is. It looks great. The only like a big concern I have is this the original format of 4, or is it the PS1 format? Either is fine with me. Honestly, I prefer the 2-minute format over what 4 was. That worked better for Underground and Thug 2. But that's it. That's all I got for you today. If you love hearing me talk about Tony Hawk or skateboarding, I do streams every Friday at 9 p.m. Central. Stream through all Tony Hawk games. We're about to start Project 8 this week, so that's really cool. You can subscribe here. I do big, long, scripted videos that are complete nonsense sometimes. Occasionally, I do a single game review. A lot of things go on here. That's all I got for you. Bye.